IVM.
Hello one, hello all. Welcome to the Diary of the Traveling Professor. And I'm Siddharth Deshmukh, your friendly neighborhood traveling professor. And I wanted to talk about a really controversial subject this time round. Well, I know it's the beginning of the week and perhaps, you might not be ready for all such controversies, but what is more tempting than a wonderful soap opera? Especially if it's actually about soaps. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking in riddles. This diary entry on this wonderful February day is all about Sebamed versus HUL and maybe even Wipro. I don't want to comment on the rights and wrongs of the legal case or that HUL has filed against Sebamed and what Sebamed's ex parte judgment of the court, and then Sebamed's response, and then relief to both parties, changing the word from safe to ideal and not safe to not ideal and stuff like that. I don't want to get into too much of that sort of controversy, because this post is not about trying to figure out whether Sebamed is right legally or HUL is right legally, or what the situation is. I wanted to perhaps analyze at a deeper level and try to figure out maybe if an approach like this would actually work in today's day and age. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. Would an approach from Sebamed, which focuses on science rather than celebrities, actually work in today's day and age? Did the ad campaign actually work, or, it was so-so? Maybe too soon to tell, but I'm sure that I can take a few punts on figuring out whether it will or it won't, or at least present to you a case on what the potential possibilities are. So if I look at what Sebamed's ad was stating plainly was, hey, don't believe in celebrities, believe in science. That celebrity-driven ad, when the celebrity is actually using this wonderful soap, is not particularly good for the skin. Even if the celebrity says so. Trust in science, because the pH level is 5.5 and the rest of it I'm sure you've seen. You've sneaked in a view on YouTube somewhere about what that ad was all about, even though it might be taken down right now. Right? So then what are we talking about? Would an approach focusing on celebrity-driven endorsements work? This is my take on it. I believe the golden days of celebrity endorsement perhaps could be over. Sure, they were very, very successful, and they still are successful because human beings like modeling, and modeling meaning modeling over inspirational characters, because that's what human beings do. Human beings love to, congregate around media-oriented leaders and do what the leader does rather than, or do what the leader says rather. Now, this approach was working till the time that the internet really caught hold of all of us, and that is perhaps from, let's say, 2010. What has happened is, because of so much of information that is coming our way, we are now creating a situation of an information overload and also information symmetry, which means if I am diligent enough, I am going to be able to find the truth out there, or at least my truth out there on the internet. Now, it's quite possible that if you go to DuckDuckGo instead of Google, you might find a better truth, or because, Google will create a bubble and make sure that you're in a bubble without you understanding that you're in a bubble. But the information that you seek on the science or on the so-called science is compelling enough for you to actually make your own judgment. Which is why, by the way, you find that people like influencers nowadays much more than celebrities, because we don't believe celebrities. We don't believe that a person X or person Y is actually, buying that soap or using that pen or driving that car in real life. Perhaps that influencer whose life is like yours and mine is quite likely to do so, and which is why we support that influencer. In fact, if the influencer gets a little too big for his or her boots, then we kind of, stop believing. So the fact is that anyways, the celebrity-driven endorsement thing is a little, shady now. I'm not saying that it is completely going to vanish or it's not going to work, but it's going to work less harder than what it was doing maybe pre-internet times. And then you have your influencers. Influencers also have to be very, very careful about their own personal brands. And that's how that whole game has been structured. Now, where does science come into this? Well, science is basically, let's just call it the information that you seek and you call science on the internet, that you find out by yourself and you read the thing and you feel really good about yourself, and then you share it on social media and you feel even better about it, that you found something out and you don't want to believe in all of these celebrities and you're making a statement and this soap is better, and then you get your Andy Warhol 15 seconds of fame yourself and you become a bit of a mini influencer onto which soap you want to buy and which soap you want to recommend your friends to buy. And that's what we want, don't we? We want a little bit of recognition, a little bit of standing out in the community that we are in, get a little bit of that respect. And I think that is the beauty of a campaign which is focusing on science in today's day and age. Because what it's saying is, hey, it's irrefutable, it's claims. So when you say that to your friends, okay, you're coming across as somebody who believes in science, somebody who believes in modernity, somebody who's not swayed by bullshit and the rest of it. It is a very, very clever ad. And I don't know what is going to happen and whether the ad will be as effective as before, if it is changed or tweaked or the rest of it. Maybe I'll have a follow-up post on it. But I actually wanted to delve into why people got so, there was so much of consternation. I mean, we've had the Pepsi versus Coke competitive battles before, wherein in a blind test, Pepsi was always beating Coke and Coke never responded. And it was, over a period of time, Coke continued to be the market leader. On this particular occasion, why did, HUL and Wipro suddenly get all aflutter? Because I guess times have changed. Times have changed and science has become a very, very strong contender for selling a soap. Yeah, probably even better than any celebrity. Well, I hope you like this diary entry of mine. Many more to come from where this came from. I'll keep, looking at these weird trends and talking about them. If you like me to look at a little different kind of take on trends, well, I do the Traveling Professor Investigates, which is also a video series, which I put up on LinkedIn and Instagram, wherein you can always connect with me. I'm the Traveling Professor. And if you like podcasts like these, well, you just have to look at all the stuff that IVM's putting out on, wherever you listen to your podcasts, or just go to ivmpodcast.com or download the app. Until next time then. Until next time, see you soon.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors very quickly this week, thewholetruthfoods.com, Storytel, and Seed. We really do appreciate your support. And we had a great week on the network this week. So tune in for some sweetness with our hosts Sadaf and Archit as they hone their sweet tooth and talk about candies. The famous, the healthy, the traditional, and international. Check out Naan Curry. You'll enjoy it. On last week's episode of The Note, Maruk and I spoke to TV presenter and columnist Veer Sanghvi, who analyzed the 2 years of the second term of the Modi government. As China and India signed the disengagement agreement along the LAC, Lieutenant General Dr. Prakash Menon and Manoj Kewalramani joined Suyash Desai to discuss the process and the consequences it will have on the nation and in world politics. Dr. Anton Harder joins Hamsini Hariharan on States of Anarchy to discuss India's right to a seat at the United States Security Council. Ashton Doctor talks about duty, how individually it binds us and how as a society it is liberating. Check out the Habit Coach with Ashton every day. Great show and great fun to listen to that. On Football Show to All the Boys to talk about their loves and sorrows for teams and their current ranks in the world of football. And also do remember to check out Cyrus Says. We had a great week last week. We had Amol Mazumdar, the ex-cricketer. We had Rocky and Mayur. And we did the Valentine special with Aisha and Kunal. Great fun. Do check it out. I'm sure you will enjoy that. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Do you wonder what goes inside the mind of an achiever? How do they manage to get back up on their feet in spite of their failures? Do they really do something different? You're absolutely right. Yes, they do. I'm Aditi Surana. Join me every Wednesday and Friday on my show Absolutely Right, where I use my special tool of handwriting analysis, also known as graphology, to interview high performers and study secrets behind their success and personality. You can catch us on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcast from.